If you're newly postpartum, whether you had a vaginal delivery or a C-section delivery, and you know you want to get back to your workouts as soon as possible, but you feel a little bit lost on how to get there, this vlog is for you. See, the truth is, it's not about when you can get back to your workouts, it's about how you get there. And that journey starts with this one simple daily habit that is going to lay the foundation for everything to come, whether you are a runner, you lift weights, you do CrossFit, you like boot camp style workouts, no matter what your preference for workout is, we want to start with this one thing, and that is diaphragmatic breathing. This kind of breathing is the foundation for your healing. It reconnects your brain to the rest of your body. It restores your internal pressure management, which helps protect your core and your pelvic floor. It improves circulation and healing. It reduces stress and lays the groundwork for your strength and movement to come. So let's go back to the core and the pelvic floor section for a second. So your diaphragm naturally powers your core and your pelvic floor. And if your diaphragm or your breathing muscle that sits underneath your rib cage is not functioning well, your core and your pelvic floor therefore can't function well and can't heal, especially if you have a diastasis, if you had a little bit of tearing during birth, if you had a C-section delivery. Your body needs to reestablish the connection between your diaphragm, your core, and your pelvic floor. And diaphragmatic breathing is the best way to do that. So what does that look like? All right, I already mentioned that your diaphragm sits underneath your rib cage, okay? It's shaped like a dome. When you breathe in, your diaphragm flattens down. It pulls your ribs, it pulls your lungs down. So your diaphragm is technically your muscle of inhalation because it spreads your ribs and your lungs to be able to pull more air in. So as you breathe in, your diaphragm flattens. Because of that, what we should see is movement wide of the rib cage, forward of the belly, expansion in the back, whether it's your ribs or your lower back, and your pelvic floor should naturally drop. So ideally, on an inhale, we are looking for 360 degrees of movement outward. On the exhale, everything should just naturally recoil. So what we're gonna do today in this vlog is I'm gonna show you a bunch of different positions to breathe in. Ideally, in each one, we are looking for 360 degrees of movement, but different positions are easier to feel different areas of movement. So I will point those out to you, but just doing diaphragmatic breathing, couple minutes a day, pick 1 to 2 positions every day to try. You are going to naturally start to heal your core and your pelvic floor. And when those things are strong, the rest of your strength and foundation can build from there. Before we jump into the positions, I do want to make a note that diaphragmatic breathing is safe if you had a C-section birth, okay? A diaphragmatic breathing is going to increase the blood flow, increase the nutrient-rich blood, the oxygen to your incision area to help with healing. It's one of the best ways for you yourself to connect to your core and your pelvic floor again. There are a couple of positions that I'm going to make note of as we go through that either you need to modify slightly or eliminate. But in general, breathing like this after a C-section is A-okay. So for this first one, Mia, my pup, wants to be involved. So we're gonna do a supine position, which just means you're laying flat on your back. Your feet are flat on the floor and your knees are pointing up to the ceiling. If this feels like a big stretch on your neck, I would recommend just putting a small pillow behind your head so that your chin can point straight up to the ceiling. If your chin is tucked into your chest or you're here, we just wanna help find a neutral neck position. So chin straight up to the ceiling. You're gonna go one hand on your side ribs, one hand onto your belly. We want to breathe 360 degrees, but here we're gonna focus on the 2 spots of our hands. So I ideally wanna feel pressure out into my side ribs, and I wanna breathe all the way down to my pinky finger, right near my pubic bone. So I'm gonna inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Okay, if you're not joining me already or haven't joined, please do. Exhale, let all the air go. This time, really try and breathe into your rib cage more than your belly hand. Exhale. This time, breathe into that belly hand. This time, imagine your pelvic floor moving down towards your feet. And then try and get your lower back and the back of your rib cage to expand down into the floor. Great. Next we have prone, which means laying flat on your stomach. So I'm laying flat with my legs extended behind me. Me is very helpful today. I'm gonna go hands underneath my forehead. Okay, if you had a C-section, please skip this one until you are fully cleared by your doctor, and please ask about laying on your stomach. All right, so here, I'm gonna breathe. I wanna feel the feedback from the floor against my abdomen, and you want to feel a little bit of expansion into your lower back as well. So breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And this next one, imagine your butt rising up towards the ceiling when you breathe in. Good. On your next one, think about breathing down and out through your pelvic floor holes. And I like this one because obviously your belly can't expand a whole lot because of the floor, so it kind of forces that air to be spread out among the other areas of your body. Let's do one more breath here. And exhale, let it go. For 90-90, you're going to lay flat on your back with your feet either on the top of a bench, chair, table, or the bottoms of your feet flat against a wall like so, okay? We are looking for a 90-degree bend from our shin to our thigh, 90-degree bend from our thigh to our torso. From here, I'm looking to push my lower back into the floor a little bit, so I'm tucking my pelvis under and either digging my heels down into my surface or really pushing them into the wall to activate my hamstrings a bit. Okay, from here you can either go both hands on ribs or one rib, one belly, and we are breathing in through the nose for 360 degrees of expansion. Exhale, release. This one is great for back expansion. So on that inhale, think about feeling your lower back press deeper into the floor. Try and get the back of the rib cage to expand into the ground as well. And feeling some movement under each hand. If you're somebody with what's called a high hinge point, or when you're laying on your back and you feel like your bra line does not make contact with the floor, this is a great position for you to practice your breathing in. In child's pose breathing, you can do this either with or without a prop. If you are post C-section, I recommend you use some type of pillow. So I have a pregnancy pillow here. Okay, regardless, your setup will be the same. Your big toes are together, your knees are wide. If you are not using a prop, you are either walking your arms out and resting your head flat, or you can even bend your arms in and rest your head flat. If you are using the prop, you're gonna put that below your belly / ribs so that your abdomen has a little bit of support, it's not hanging. Okay, so you're gonna lean over the pillow, and same thing, you can either fold the arms or reach them out. In a child's pose, we are looking for expansion 360 degrees. We're gonna do several breaths here and focus on breathing into a different area each time. So for our first breath, I want you to focus on breathing into your side ribs. Feel them expand out to the sides. Okay, so set up. Inhale, down and out through your side ribs. Exhale, let them sink. Do that again. Exhale, let them sink. Your next inhale, I want you to focus on allowing your abdomen to move down towards the floor or down into your prop. If you are post C-section, this should be a very small movement. Inhale down, let your belly expand. Exhale. It should naturally recoil, no need to squeeze. Again. Good. On next 2 breaths, we're gonna focus on feeling our spine elongate. Try and breathe into the top of your pant line here. So your butt should kind of, or your lower back and butt should kind of expand and lift up slightly. With each inhale, you can think about the space between each vertebrae getting bigger. Let's do one more breath here. Elongate your spine as you breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Good, on this next one, we're going to breathe down and out through our pelvic floor hole. So I want you to imagine the vaginal opening, your anal opening, expanding wider as you breathe in. So a cue that I give a lot of people is think butthole open when you breathe in. Think about your pelvic floor moving down towards your toes. Inhale down and out your holes. Exhale, let them naturally close a little. Again. Good, so we're gonna combine all of that for 2 breaths. I want you to try and find wide rib expansion, elongated spine, abdomen release, and pelvic floor open. So really try and get that 360 degrees of expansion in this position. We're going to practice 2 breaths here. Send that air down through your throat into your chest cavity. Find expansion through your whole torso. Exhale, let it go. And again, expansion everywhere. Very nice. For seated breathing with feedback, you need a prop to wrap around your body. So here I have a long band. You can use a pair of leggings, a towel, a blanket, anything that you have. This is going to wrap around your broad line, and you're going to grab the prop so that it is snug against the sides of your ribcage. We are going to take a nice breath in and try and get big rib expansion so that you feel pressure and feedback from this band. So if you watch my hands, they should move out to the side as I breathe in. I feel the band expanding and releasing. So from the back, shoulders are down. If you don't have a prop to use, you can put your fingers like lobster claws and kind of hug around your rib cage. Just make sure that your shoulders are not shrugging up, so you can do it here. For side breathing, lay on your side with your head supported by either your bottom arm or a pillow. Top arm is on your rib cage and your knees are pulled up tight, about hip height. You're gonna breathe in and try and find expansion into both ribs so you feel feedback from the floor and your top hand. Still aiming for 360 degrees of expansion. So you want to feel a little bit of abdomen expansion, pelvic floor release, breathing into your back thumb into get the back of your rib cage as well. Now to get a bit more of back expansion, what you can do is move into more of a fetal position. So instead of having a straight spine, you're kind of rounded over a bit more. That way you can breathe more into your back. For side seated breathing, bring both legs to one side, somewhat stacked on top of one another. If my legs are over to the left, I'm gonna take my right hand, reach across, and grab onto my left shin. Okay, if you can't reach your shin, knee, anywhere you can grab is great. My left hand is going to thread underneath me and grab onto my right ribs. And then I'm gonna lean over towards my legs, and I'm gonna round my back slightly. So instead of being up tall, I'm gonna slump a little bit. My goal is to breathe into this side hand so I feel nice rib and back body expansion. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling, imagine the space between each rib expanding wider on the inhale and then sinking on the exhale. The further you bend over and the more you slump, the more you will feel. For breathing from a deep squat position, you can either sit on a yoga block, a stack of books, or if you're able to support yourself, you can just do an unsupported deep squat. Here, we are looking for a nice tall posture, okay? So we're not gonna be leaning forward. I wanna stack my rib cage over my pelvis, so my diaphragm is over my pelvic floor. Okay, so I'm gonna breathe in, aim for expansion. I should feel a bit of pressure into my thighs from my ribs and abdomen. I want to imagine my pelvic floor moving down towards the ground and feel a bit of back rib and lower back expansion as well. We're gonna breathe in, exhale, release. With your pelvic floor, you can imagine that pelvic bowl moving down towards the ground. You can imagine your vaginal opening wider, or your two sits bones, those bony parts underneath your butt, spreading wide. Inhale down and out for holes. Again, you should feel pressure against your thighs from your ribs and your belly. I hope you enjoyed those positions and they were relaxing for you. Remember, breathing like this isn't just about your healing. It's your bridge. It reconnects your brain to your core, your pelvic floor, helps to reestablish all those connections within your body. It helps you manage your internal pressure, which is going to protect your core and your pelvic floor further. And it sets you up from everything from strength training to high impact movements. Think of it as your first step towards getting back to a barbell back squat or to sprints. If you're looking for an actual program to follow along with, I have a Renewal After Birth program for my vaginal delivery mamas, and I have a C-section recovery program for my C-section delivery mamas as well. Okay, each of these things is going to walk you through the first several weeks postpartum, give you daily actionable things that are not going to take long, just minutes a day, to help you reestablish your body, start to build your strength so that it is easier for you to get back to the workouts that you love in a few weeks and months' time. If you're ready to feel like yourself again, strong, supported, and in control, you don't need hours, you don't need fancy equipment for these programs. You just need minutes of intentional recovery, and that's what Renewal After Birth and my C-section recovery program are all about. Again, I hope you enjoyed today. Please like, subscribe, follow along, and definitely check out the accompanying written blog post that goes along with today's vlog. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.